Dispelling the one-dimensional view of people with disabilities. Good morning, my name is Maeve, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. It's usually when an exceptional story reaches the media or legislation is discussed or debated that disability gets discussed. And inevitably, we hear pundits talk about the importance of acceptance, integration, and understanding. But because everybody wants to talk about something that is different, it is the differences that get focused on the most. And this can cause a one-dimensional view of people with disabilities, where we are seen as different and separate in some ways to the rest of society. In many respects, my own disability is hidden. I don't carry a cane, and when it's bright outside, I wear normal beach sunglasses. I was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a form of macular degeneration that's known as Stargardt's disease. Now, up to this point, I had always presumed that I was just a bit of a klutz, always bumping into things. But my doctor informed me that perhaps I always bumped into things because I was always just a bit blind. Now, I've been invited to share with you today a multidimensional view of people with disabilities, how we are valued and how we can add value. So to begin, I'll give you a quick kind of Cliff Notes biography, if you will. So as I said, my name is Maeve. I'm 27 years old. I'm the second of 4 kids with 3 brothers. I've been involved with scouting since I was 7. I am a member of the Gathering Model and Hobby Club in Limerick from the age of 11. I've studied karate. I play guitar mostly for myself, and I play cards with my family and friends. In the past, I have worked as a bartender and a receptionist, and annually I help with the running of Conclave board gaming convention, and this is done through the Gathering Model and Hobby Club. Currently, however, I am working as a switchboard operator in my local Limerick Intrio office, which means I answer a phone that never stops ringing. So having a hidden disability can have positive effects. It means that people in all aspects of my life get to know me as an individual before they learn about my disability. And this can show people in real life what they already believe to be true. And that is, but they may not have an experience of it. And that is that people who are disabled are just as confident and add value like everybody else does. The benefit of my disability being hidden is also that I don't have to disclose it until I need to. And this hidden aspect has also introduced a very commonly muttered refrain into my life of, did you not know she's blind? Which at times has been rather amusing. As a Scout leader, we get a new group of kids into the section every year. They learn to rely on myself, as well as other leaders, of course, for activities to do each week and to organise camps for them. When they learn how limited my vision is, for example, if I ask them where something is when it's right under my nose, or at times when I have literally walked into trees, they're very surprised and naturally they have a lot of questions. But they know at this point that I've organised the camp. I've managed the paperwork for the section. I'm passing information to and from their parents. I've taught them how to use a camp stove to put up Icelandic tents and so on. Giving them this lived experience of disability, being integrated and accepted in a group setting, I hope that it helps them to understand that visually impaired or disabled people in general aren't that different at all. I think there's an added value here that I hope that some of the Scouts have carried with them. People are often caught off guard when I disclose my sight loss to them. It's happened at various events that I staff. I will have worked with somebody over a couple of years, and then one year they'll ask me to move their car or out of the way of something perhaps. And at this point, I casually explain why they really don't want me to do this. Their disbelief can take a minute to dissipate, but they usually understand in the end why it's not a good idea for me to be operating heavy machinery. Moments like this have been mirrored with The Gathering, a club where I began by painting dragons, small figurines, and building tanks. Now I help with the running of Conclave Gaming Convention in Thomond Park, as my vision doesn't lend itself to the painting of small figures anymore. Those of you who know Thomond Park will know that it has a lovely, bright reception room. It's got white walls, white floors, a white ceiling, and a nice white desk. And some of you who may have experienced snow blindness before will understand why my sunglasses come out again at this point. A few years back, some of the staff at Thomond Park and the participants at Conclave asked me if there was ever a year that I didn't go out on the session the night before, because they had assumed that a hangover was the reason for my wearing sunglasses all morning. They got quite a chuckle when I told them that it was because I have little to no reliable central vision, and their lovely bright reception room is absolutely killer. Although, admittedly, they may have been right once or twice about the session the night before. In my opinion, it is moments like this that have the biggest impact in dispelling this one-dimensional view. As had the staff at Thomond Park or the participants at the event known that I had a visual impairment, they likely wouldn't have made that joke. They mightn't have wanted to risk causing offense. These moments, which occur in all areas of my life, I hope that they silently break the stereotypes that disabled people are always in need of help, or that we're easily offended. This is another stumbling block that can at times be hyper-focused on by the media. And that can make it difficult in terms of integration. Because of the focus on not causing offense, it's very hard for people to know what's appropriate to say, or even when to offer somebody help. Funnily, this desire to ensure that nobody is offended is one of the biggest isolating factors, which I understand may be opposite to the intention, but it has been my personal experience. And it's something that I've heard echoed from others through my recent involvement with the NCBI, Limerick's Public Participation Network, and the DFI's Community Participation Network. When you become isolated because people are afraid to speak their minds in front of you for fear of offense, you can feel separate to your community and undervalued to a degree. On top of this separation, predominantly we hear of these exceptional and exemplary stories in the media, and it's brilliant that people can reach these heights, and I applaud them. But it isn't always helpful for this to be focused on either. In my case, it caused me to self-stigmatize to a degree, as initially, after my diagnosis, many didn't know how to talk to me. And this can still happen when I disclose my sight loss today. It made me feel that I had to become exemplary at something to make up for my impairment, or even just so that people would talk to me about something else. Thanks to the amazing support of my friends and family, joking and slagging with me continuously, and to clubs like The Gathering and Scouts for helping me to learn to adapt, I have overcome this, and I'm sitting here speaking to you today. And if there's anything that you take away from what I've shared, I hope it's to make the joke to break the ice. As I promise you, the water really isn't that cold, and not all snowflakes are delicate. Also, for us all to broaden the focus in the media, in our own lives, myself included, so that when we consider disabled people, that we consider the people first and not the disability. I believe that making the effort to do this is the only way to dispel the one-dimensional view and enable the acceptance, understanding, and integration that we all strive for. I'd like to thank you again for your time and the opportunity to address you on this topic. And I hope that you found something useful in what I've said today.